It's 8:39 in the morning on this, the 18th day of October, 2023. Good morning, my fellow podlings. It is I, the OGGM, on a foggy, cloudy, drizzly Wednesday here at Site B. A very sleepy day. Time to take a look to the... Let's go to the game store, your friendly local game store, and see what's new. What's new for our beloved hobby on the shelves. But if I mention anything that you are interested in, don't run down there. Call ahead first. Use this amazing new technology we discovered called the telephone to call your friendly local game store and make sure the copy of Wretched Vigilantes that you wanted to pick up is in stock. And if it's not in stock, say, hey, could you order Good Guys Never Win by the OGGM, and so that when I get there, I can pick up Good Guys Never Win by the OGGM? And if they go, no, but you could order it directly from Giant Slayer Games by using the link that the OGGM put down below and pick up your copy of all the tabletop role-playing game product created by the OGGM. Just as a suggestion, as a sample, just make sure that it's in stock before you head down there. I'm not trying to get you to go to Giant Slayer Games and buy my merch. Absolutely no. I would never do anything like that. Yeah, I would. All right, RuneQuest. That's a name you haven't heard in a while, right? Actually, this was announced a while back, and it looks like it is finally seeing its self on the shelves. And then there's a little, looks like a bag with eyes right here. So this is Cults of RuneQuest, which are vaguely based upon cults and religions and mythologies of the real world. Thus, the ones that look sort of like they're from, the Brav Night, whatever it's called. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. This is for RuneQuest, or just basically any system where you want a whole bunch of Bronze Age mythology, cults, whatever, rules of how to build cults, stuff like that. And it is $40 from Headless Hydra Press. Well, if you didn't have any heads, you wouldn't be a Hydra. You'd just sort of be a stump. But okay. We have a softcover supplement called Villains and Villagers. It's a DM advice book on NPCs, and then has some example NPCs and some artwork, and then some random tables for NPCs. For $35, you can get a book about villains and villagers. That's a name that's going to get you in trouble, I'm sure, but whatever. So yeah, NPCs, because there's not enough free NPC building stuff out there. Give Headless Hydra $40 for theirs. From Legendary Games for Pathfinder, we have Ultimate Rulership for $18. Covers the rules for building and ruling domains and building on the rules from the Kingmaker Adventure Path. Because, in case you don't have the Pathfinder First Edition Campaign Builder book, which was built upon the Kingmaker Adventure Path, or any of the other of dozens of campaign domain building books that have been made before, during, and after Kingmaker, you can pick up this one for $18, which has a whole bunch of stuff that basically is copy and pasted from Kingmaker and other stuff, including things like kingdom building, religion and kingdom building, how they might react to magic, news for trading. These types of books are great if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty microscope kingdom building, domain building part of your game. Even if you're never going to let your players do that, these are great source books for just generally how a world would evolve at that tech level. So for $18, you can't go wrong, especially since it's so hard to find the Kingmaker stuff. Blah, 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 blah. From All Rolled Up, we have Cthulhu Dark, which is a Cthulhu hack, for $40. We have Island of Ignorance for $12. We have Those Centuries Fixed reprint for $8. And we have Teddenberry Worm Deep for $40. Cthulhu Dark is the role-playing game system for $40, and these are all supplements. Cthulhu Dark is a role-playing game about cosmic horror set in the world of H.P. Lovecraft, as opposed to every other Cthulhu Lovecraft horror game. How come this guy can do it if there's a Call of Cthulhu game out there, and there's like 87 other games that use good old squid face? It's because Cthulhu and the Lovecraftian mythology is public domain. You could make a Lovecraft RPG and not get in any trouble. So we have Island of Ignorance, which is a set for the Cthulhu hack Cthulhu Dark system, where you're on an island in 1788 facing ghastly monsters and, more importantly, ignorance. From Thou Centuries Fixed, it's a mystery where the player characters wake up in unfamiliar surroundings with no memory of how they got there, and then they have to travel around and try and get people to tell them who they are. And then it also could possibly be a Kickstarter for a campaign setting of characters just exploring the world with virgin eyes. Ooh, I said virgin. And trying to make sense of things when they have no memory of things like who that person is. And then finally, we have the Tangleberry Worm Deep, which is five Cthulhu type adventures in it, and some other bits and pieces of supplements and materials like character record sheets for Cthulhu Dark. So basically, it's like a starter box set kind of thing. So for $40, you could get Call of Cthulhu, this person's individual version of Call of Cthulhu. I'm not sure what just OG Call of Cthulhu is going for right now. I think it's probably $40. So I don't know. From Nightfall Games for Mork Borg, we have Demon Dogs, where the PCs are dogs. Except no, you're not really dogs. You're revenants who are sent back to Earth to do deeds for the demon barons. So if you have unfinished business, so you're not actually a dog, you are a demon type inspired back from the dead Spawn, basically. If you're familiar with Todd McFarlane's Spawn comic books, I went to hell. The devil sent me back to collect souls. Come on. Yeah, that's it. And it's from Mork Borg, but you don't actually play dogs, which is Bork Borg. So Demon Dogs. So this one kind of gets back more to the feel of what Mork Borg originally was. But I think, again, and I think people can agree with me, that the Mork Borg train has sort of ground to a halt when we have things like Duck Borg and Bork Borg and Scary Fairy Metal Borg. Scary Fairy Folk Metal Borg. And now we have Demon Reclaimer Revenant Dead Like Me Borg from Nightfall Games for $50. $50! From Ghostfire Gaming for D&D, we have the Questonomicon Friends and Foes pawn sets and the Questonomicon GM screen and toolkit. $35 is the price for these little cardboard figures. Love these little cardboard figures. $35 is a little pricey, though. And $30 is the thing for this DM screen and these little maps and stuff. Nothing we haven't seen before. New DM screen, some DM screen helpers for $30. And then a box of cardboard figs. How many cardboard figs do I get for $40? 100? 100 isn't bad. It's still a little pricey, but yeah, if it comes with the cardboard and it comes with enough stands for each of them, then maybe 100 for 40. Okay, maybe that's reasonable. From Ghostfire Games, we have stuff. We have the Twisted Tavern Special Edition dice for $65. $65 for a set of dice. What's so special about these dice? Looks like they're made of metal. We have the Twisted Tavern Stein for $20. We have for $18 the Twisted Tavern coasters for $18 with the symbol of the Twisted Tavern on it. And for $15, we have the Twisted Tavern pin. I'm assuming the Twisted Tavern has something to do with the world setting for Ghostfire Games. That it's like a mythological location that is really central to the story of Ghostfire Games world building, that you would need all this stuff to celebrate the Twisted Tavern. Maybe it's a tavern chain like Starbucks. $65 for dice. And hey, we have Lore and Legends, a visual celebration of the 5th edition of the world's greatest role-playing game from Dungeons & Dragons. This is a hardcover art guidebook for $50, featuring 900 pieces of artwork for the game. This came out a while ago. All right, so I don't know why this is saying it's just out now. I've seen this being advertised on Amazon for like over 2 years. So not sure why it's being said, hey, this came out now, unless they reprinted it. But no, because it's still listed as available on Amazon Prime. Because every time I log on to Kindle to read my book, it's like one of the first 5 things I see. So I know it's still out there and has been out there for a while. So I'm not sure what's up with this. But if you need a coffee table book of D&D art, $50. No stats are in this. It is not a D&D supplement. It is not from Wizards of the Coast. It is from an affiliate of Hasbro. Hasbro and 10 Speed Press made this. It is all Hasbro art. This has nothing to do with Wizards. It is not a source book. There are no stats or lore or anything like this. It's basically just dragon. Little story about dragon. Picture of people fighting dragon. Turn page. Campfire. Little story about campfire. Picture of fantasy trope type people sitting around campfire. That's what it is. This one is maybe the only standout. Other than that, there's nothing on here. No, actually, this is the standout. If you haven't gotten your hands on one of the many kingdom building rule sets yet for $17, $18, yeah, that one. Definitely, if world building is your thing, just buy normal Call of Cthulhu. I don't even know why. I'm sure there's a story behind these that I don't understand. Yeah, pretty slow week, but then what would you expect? We're getting close to the holidays. The things are going to slow down through the rest of October, first half of November, and then there'll be just a mad rush of crazy sales and new stuff and people trying to get stuff out. There'll be a lot of companies that are going to be realizing sometime between now and the end of November that, oh, wait, there's a new edition of Dungeons & Dragons coming out in 2024. I should probably put product out to compete with it. So yeah, companies, if you haven't gotten your stuff out there yet, or at least started telling people that you're putting stuff out in 2024, you probably should start thinking about advertising at least. I'm just saying, because you know that there is going to be a huge, huge magnifying glass of attention on Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast in 2024. What are you doing about the 50th anniversary of your game? How are you celebrating it? Where's this new version? What's going on? It's 2024. It's 50 years. What you doing? There's a lot of attention. So there's a lot of game companies out there that need to step up to grab at least some of that limelight and bring it up over to them. So please do not wait to the last minute, guys and gals of the gaming world, if you want to even be considered in the running of possible competition for 2024 Dungeons and Dragons. Now is the time to actually start producing, or at least people know that you start producing product. Looking at you, Tales of the Valiant. Looking at you, Darrington Press. Looking at you, Matt Colville. Time to step up. That's it for this week's Friendly Local Game Store list of schmoozles. I just invented a word, schmoozles, of scary fairy folk metal product. If any of these scary fairy folk metal products sounds like something you want to pick up, call ahead to your friendly local game store of choice, if you have one where you live, and make sure they have it in stock. You're just going to go and you call, and they're going to say, what do you want? And you're going to say, hey, do you have Wretched Vigilantes by the OGGM in stock? And they're going to go, no, you have to order that directly from Giant Slayer Games by using the link down below. Buy my merch.